YouTube, Sweetknives here. Check it out. We got another knife in the new WorkSharp. This is the WorkSharp Pro Precision Adjust. I've done several knives. I think this is the third one I've done on video. But this is kind of a cool one. So this is actually one of the new auto knives. This is the Benchmade Shootout. And I believe it's the 5730. I think, or 50, something like that, 5370 or 5730. I can't remember. I'll put it up here. But I really like this knife because it's lightweight, it's easy to use, and I just really like it. But today we're just going to demonstrate sharpening, and so this one is a little bit unique. It's got a Tanto tip, and so rather than trying to do it, like this part and then this, all in one motion, I split it up. So I'm gonna actually do two different ones. So I'm gonna start it like this and just do this part right here. Okay. And then after I'm done with this, then I'm gonna reposition it and I'm gonna do this part right here. Now, I did measure the angle originally, and I know you can't really see it, but it's set at 19 degrees. That's what this bevel basically from the factory was, and I'm not trying to change it. I like the geometry of this blade. I like the way it is, so I'm going to keep it at that. I usually like to just mark the edge with a marker, just to make sure. Now, the cool thing with this system, it does come with an angle gauge as well. So this is a little angle gauge, and you can put this on the rod and you can kind of try to get it. One of the other things, you don't necessarily need that, but one of the other things is this is just enough clearance to clear this, to clear that. So like I'm going to show you this. We'll kind of jump into this. I'm starting off with 220, and I'll zoom in a little bit here. I'll see if that focuses. What we want to do is take off that marker. So I got everything kind of set up. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, so I've already kind of made sure that this was going to set up so we didn't waste a lot of time on the video. But what normally you would have to do is reposition this angle a couple different times so that you get it to the way you want it. But this is 220, and that's doing a really good job getting that off. So what we want to do is we just want to go until we establish a burr, and we want to be careful on this lower part. That looks good. I mean, that's looking really good. Because what we're going to do is once we finish up this this little section, then we're going to do this one after. The other thing I'll mention is when you have the knife positioned like this, it's very difficult to flip the knife. It actually works, but you have to lift that up a little bit more, otherwise it's not going to flip. So let me go a little bit more on this 220. And I should mention, this is very hard to do if you didn't have a system that could do this like this. It's just a harder knife to kind of do. Oh, and I didn't even mention this part either. This is crew wear. This is one of the newest really hard super steels called crew wear. It's a really tough, strong steel. Think of it as like an upgrade to D2. So a big upgrade to D2. You never want to go more than about halfway on the diamond stone over the point. Otherwise, what you'll do is you'll round it if you go like that. So always go only about halfway over, so you're still on some of the edge. That way you'll get a nice point. believe that's looking pretty good. So now I'm gonna lift this thing up, and this is a little tricky, like I told you. I gotta push that, this piece down and then lift up. And now I got a matching angle here. And just to verify that, I can take my little marker and I can show you that it actually is correct. If I can find my marker. Well, I don't know what I did with my marker. Lost the marker. So we'll just keep going. You can see on this side we have a little bit more work to do as far as the grinding, just a little bit more, but that's okay. And don't worry if the bevel starts looking a little wider near the tip. That's normal because there's more material right there. This has been already thinned out down here, so that's a normal. That's normal. I do like to clean the diamond stone as well. A little bit more. And by the way, guys, I bought this this knife myself. I really like it. I just some people don't like it because it feels like it's cheaper, but I'll tell you what, I really like this one because it's lightweight and it has awesome action. I'll show you when we're all done, but it's a really kick butt knife. And you can see just like that, I don't know if you can see, all the marker's been taken off from the original marker and the burr has now been flipped back to the other side. I can feel that burr. If you can't feel it, you can take a cotton cloth like this, and if you do that, I don't know if you can see that on there, but you see how there's a little bit of hairs that caught it? That means that it's catching the burr. If you have those all along the edge, I can feel it with my finger, but if you can't, you can always use a cotton or a little microfiber towel, and then you can see the fibers catching. So that means that we have established the burr now. Originally on the first side we flipped it, and now we have it back to the other side. And in that case, we are ready to move to the next stone, which is 320. And now it's all about just reducing the grain pattern on all of these. So what I like to do is I'm going to flip it back to the original side that we were on. And this is a little tricky because the knife extends further than the thing, but it still works. And now we will just continue to refine the scratch pattern on here. And another thing that comes up a lot of questions that come up is people will say, how come my edge shows these scratches further down the road, further down, like as we get into the lapping films and so forth, after they're all done, they'll say, I can still see scratches. Well, that's because you didn't spend enough time with these ones like the 320. So you really do need to spend more time on the stage if you run into that issue ever. Because 220 leaves a lot of, it's, you know, those diamonds really dig in deep to the steel, and those scratches, you know, never get polished out. And so that's the reason why. Yeah, the burr is already flipped, but I do want to make sure that I get these scratches, so I'm just going to go a little bit more. It's hard for me to see because I got all this equipment here, lights, I got the tripods, I got the cameras, so it's a little bit harder to do it on video, but I'm trying. Okay, I think that's good. We'll flip it again now. And we'll continue on this side. Benchmade gets these pretty sharp, but I'll admit to you, it's not even close to what we're gonna get it. I mean, not even like, it's not even remotely close. If you clean this stuff, always use a different part of the rag, or use a different rag, because you don't want to bring 220 diamonds onto the 320. Otherwise you'll have more scratches. Every now and then you might mess up like I just did there. That's okay. You just kind of keep going. Try not to go off of that. And that's a perfect tip. I'm actually following what I told you, and that is, don't go more than halfway. For some reason the camera picks up that light. There's really not anything right there. I don't know why that. See, there's nothing really right there, but it does look shinier. And as you can see, we do got the burr back to that side, so it's very sharp. I'll go just a hair more, but it's extremely sharp. So now we are done with 320, and what we'll do is we'll move to the next one, which is 400, and we'll flip it. And we'll just keep going. We'll keep refining that scratch pattern. You can see that first pass, you can hear it catching that burr. That one is funny. It almost feels sticky a little. I'm gonna double check everything. Yeah, it's still clearing that, but just by like a couple millimeters. Like this part is almost hitting this part, but we are good. I say this on a lot of my videos. I don't know if people remember me saying this, but the first time that you use a system like this to sharpen your knife, it's going to take longer to reprofile this edge, but all subsequent times that you use this system to sharpen it, it should go a little bit faster. And the reason for that is because Benchmade and pretty much every other knife manufacturer uses belt grinders to put their edges on. So when you use a belt grinder and you're freehanding it, usually, that's what they're usually doing, it puts a different edge geometry slightly than if you used an angle guided system like that. So the first time you use it, oftentimes you have to grind a lot more to establish that angle with your guided rod system. But after that, it'll be a lot easier. Alright, now we'll go to the other side. That's perfect. We will now move to 600. And the knife is very sharp, so you want to be extremely careful. looking really good, guys. I'm really happy with how that's how it is looking. I don't know if that's focusing right. It's really hard to kind of focus, but I'm already done with that side, and now I'll flip it again and I'll do this side. I'm gonna wipe the cloth. See if that's focused. It looks pretty good. Just a hair more and we're done on that side. You can see I'm kind of taking my time a little bit more. You guys could go much faster, but I'm just taking my time because I kind of just want to do it right. I carry this one. This is my current carry knife. So it's gonna be very sharp. Anybody out there want to challenge me for the sharpest shootout that exists? Definitely got to be top 5, right? I know I'm making that look really complicated, but like I said, because I have the knife position like that, when I flip, it kind of hits this. So that's the reason that looks a little bit complicated. So here we go again. And we're on 800, just so you know. This part too, ironically, wasn't that sharp from Benchmade. This part was much sharper on the edge here. This part wasn't. So this really is going to be a great improvement on it all. So now you might be wondering, what now? In this case, we're moving on to the lapping films. And the first one is going to be, and I'm using these new plates, by the way. These are from Simon. He cuts these and he makes them. So there's a link in the description if you want those. And I also got another link on the lapping films right here. But this is the way to go if you're looking to get a mirror polish. I mean, it's just hands down the best way. And what we do is we put a little bit of water on these. Just a little bit of water. I'm just dabbing my finger in some water. This here is 30 micron. good. Get a new cloth. And now we're gonna, maybe I'll do it just a hair more. Now I can switch sides. I'll go to the next side. It's really fairly complicated to do this. Put a little more water on. Man, that looks really sharp. That's it with that one. Now we'll move on to the next one, which is 12. So let me flip this, clean that. And I will put that one on right here. I like these because they're the exact same size. Everything, you don't have to adjust your angle or anything. It's the exact same size. So it's just really, it's easy. You can see we're already, we're basically already getting a mirror. That looks really good. I am going to flip it again. And I'll do this side. And now I'm done with that one. Now we'll move to 9 micron. So I will flip it again. And now we got 9 right here. You guys got to be careful. That's extremely sharp. I can't even tell you how sharp that is right now. And what we're going to do is flip it again, if I can do this. I wish this wasn't so complicated. that's very sharp. Done with 9. Now we will move to 6. Make sure I get that lined up. Flip it again. Put a little bit of the water on. A lot of people will say, is this necessary? No, it's not necessary. But if you really like the sharp edges, then it is. Look at that slurry. Man, that one really made a good slurry. We're gonna flip it. Put a little more water on. One of the things you find out after you do this a little bit is you quickly find out if you should have spent more time on those earlier ones. Man, that is unbelievable. Now I'm going to 3. Sorry about that, guys. Look at all that got. All right, done with 3. Now we'll move on to 1 micron. that's really mirroring it. Can you see? Crap, huh? And it's not the mirror that's the big deal. I mean, we all like that, but what we're trying to get is we're trying to get a perfect apex. Oops. So although the mirror is nice, without the apex, it means nothing. So that's really an important point for a lot of people, because a lot of people can get a mirror, but they may not necessarily have the apex right. So you want to have both. You want to have a perfect apex, and you want to have a mirror edge. And guys, you see me going up and down like this. That's really a bad idea because it can cut the paper. So if you ever do that, just, be really careful, because, we don't really recommend that, to be honest. Should go like that. Just like that. Have just as good a result. You see that? Okay, we got one more, guys. You probably thought that was it. No, we're going to 0.5 micron. That's this one. Right here. That's on. Okay, now I'll flip it. This will be the final step for this part of the tip. You heard me. We're not supposed to go back and forth. Using a different cloth, even though this one's orange, it's brand new. All right, I'm gonna flip it one more time. So it's turning out to be slightly longer than I wanted, but I think it's looking very good. All right, that's it with that. I'll have to clean up that blade. There's a little bit of residue and stuff there, but that'll clean up. With that, guys, that completes the first part of this. And what I can do is I can take this piece out, and I can take this out. And I can show you that a little bit. And you notice the difference from the factory edge here on this side versus what we just did. Let me take it out of here because we're gonna reposition it now. Try to do this without cutting yourself. Obviously, I gotta clean that up a little, but it's not, you know, totally perfect, but let's see if I can cut hair. Oh my gosh. I mean, literally just popping the hair. Okay, so that's good, guys. We got that side done. Now we need to do this side. So stay tuned while I reposition this, and then I will I'll show you. God, I love that. So hang on one second. All right, guys, I'm back, and what we're gonna do is I found my marker. We're gonna draw a line on this side. So this side is already sharp. It almost looks like I've drawn a marker there. That's just the mirror, and this is the side that needs to be sharpened now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out the same exact sequence. We're gonna have to go through the whole thing again to do it correctly, but this time it should go a little better, I think. And you can see there, I'm taking that marker right off. This is 19 degrees, so it just happened to be correct. So all we got to do is we just kind of work it. We just work it like that. Gotta go a little bit more. We want to get to where we feel a burr on that side. Now I'm feeling it. So in that case, I'm gonna switch sides now. Do the same thing on this side. This is a very hard steel. I can tell. I'm using diamonds and it's taking a lot to grind that down. But it worked. Jeez, huh? Perfection. We're done with that one. Now we can move on to 320, which is right here. Here we go. Ideally, you want to use about the same number of strokes per side if you can. This is 400. After you do this a while, you can just kind of tell, like, that's enough. I can just tell that's enough time on that one. Now we go to 600. Got to be very careful you don't hit that side, otherwise you're really going to cut yourself bad. Done with 600. Now we can move to 800. That's pretty good. I can just tell that that's very good. We'll flip it. Gonna clean that a little bit. All right, guys. We've completed the first stage, which is all of those. Now we move on to the lapping films. This is 30 micron lapping film right here. So now we're gonna just flip it. And we will clean this again. Oops. All right, done with 30. I'm gonna clean that. Be very careful when you do that. Now we'll move on to 12, and I did clean these with alcohol, rubbing alcohol. So I did not switch the films. These are the same films. They can be reused more than once. You just have to clean them with that rubbing alcohol. I guess we want to flip it again. Man, it's really, really, really smooth already. Can't even believe it. I can already see a mirror at 12 micron. That's pretty good. I will just gently rub this. Just in case. Oops. I don't know if you guys can see that a little bit, but there's a little bit of a mirror forming. I can't believe it already, but it is. Now we'll go on to 9 micron. That's this one. Getting close. Flip it. A lot of steps to get the perfect knife, isn't it? But this is what you gotta do, especially if you have collector pieces. This really, really makes them look nicer. Just gliding over that. Flip it again. That's it with that one. Now we got 3 micron. For some reason that one's a little tight. Done with 3. Now we'll, oh shoot, I messed up, didn't I? I forgot 6. I went from 3 to, I kind of messed that up a little bit. I'm gonna look at it. I skipped 6. I don't think it's gonna matter. Could have done that, but my bad. Now I'm going to 1. I'm just gonna skip 6. I don't want to redo 3. So we'll see if we can tell a difference. Amazingly sharp. Alright, we're done with that one. We're on the last step now, guys. All this time, and we made it to the end. This is probably the longest sharpening video that I've ever done. And I just wanted to get it right. I literally just wanted to do this one correctly. Sometimes I spend that much time on my own. I just don't always like wasting the time on the video. If I can get this plate on here. Come on. I gotta do this right now. Where is that little bit? Oh boy. The suspense is just killing me. I know, it's gotta start on this side. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, there's a few micro scratches, but not bad though. That's about it. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna just get something. I'll be right back. we're gonna clean it up a little bit. Try to get it out of here without cutting myself. This is this knife shield stuff. I do like that. This is a Cerakote, so it will have to dry. See if this side got sharp. Oh my God. I think that might be sharper. Nah, it's not sharper than the other side, but it's very sharp. Every time you do that, you get a little bit of residue from the shavings. That Cerakote's still not quite dry. That's a look at it, guys. That's the Shootout. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that one, but what a nice knife. I really like that one. It's 5370, made out of crewware. And now I got really sharp crewware on here. And we did it on the Work Sharp Professional Precision Adjust. Works pretty good. That time we took our time, but we got it very sharp. So with that, guys, you're still with me. You hung on a long time. Please do me a favor, hit that like button. That goes a long ways to help me keep making these videos. And make sure to subscribe. I got a lot more of these type of sharpening videos that I'm going to do. So definitely stay with me. There's a lot more stuff coming up. And look at that. Man, that is just outstanding. The whole edge is mirrored. When you zoom in on these magnified 4K, you can kind of see some of these light scratches, but from just the naked eye, it's an unbelievable mirror edge. So thanks a lot. Have a great day, guys.